Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let us start with a new topic today. And the topic is from the media discourse analysis. And the topic is deconstruction of media text. So today we will learn about the deconstruction of media text. And this topic is very, very easy. And I think that those students even who are, so facing hundreds of problems in learning and reading will be able to understand it. So now let us start it. And the first point over here is to understand, analyze, evaluate, and use different types of print, digital, and multimodal media. So here we have three forms of media. Number one is print media, that is called newspaper, digital media, television, and internet, and other models of media as well, which are present in this modern age. First of all, let us put a glance on the background information. Deconstructing a media message can help us understand who created the message and who is intended to receive it. It means that two things are most important, especially in deconstructing the message. Number one is creator of the message, and number two is receiver of the message. And it is also natural that one creates the message, and for whom he creates, certainly for receiver. So if we go into the details of the same, we will find that there are a number of things which are always kept into consideration before writing messages. Language is there, means of communication is there, and other things are also there. It can reveal how the media maker put together the message using words, images, sounds, design, and other elements. It means that all these are the various sources through which message is conveyed. It can expose the point of view of media maker, their values and their biases. So now see that it certainly creates, it also exposes the point of view of media maker, means the person who is going to send message, their values and their biases as well. It can also uncover hidden meaning, means intended or unintended meaning. It means that means there are messages which may contain both of them. Number one, hidden meaning as well as unintended meaning. How to deconstruct a media message? How we will be able to receive the message. All media messages, such as TV shows, newspapers, movies, advertisements, and etc., are made or constructed by people. One of the most important media literacy skill is deconstruction. Closely examining and taking part media messages to understand how they work. So one of the most important thing is how you are going to deconstruct those messages. And media messages certainly will provide you a chance to understand them and also to know that how do they work. Deconstructing a media message can help us understand who created the message. Now over here, the creator of the message is essential, and we always think about him, that who is the person behind this message and who is intended to receive it and for whom this message is written. Why? Because all the messages, all the media programs are not for all the people, right? So we have different type of messages for different type of people. It can reveal how the media maker put together the message using words, images, sounds, designs, and other elements, and how the message is put forward for the receivers, especially by using images, pictures, sounds. Then certainly there are dialogues, design, and other elements as well. So all these things are important for the creators of messages. It can also uncover hidden meaning, intended or unintended meaning. There is no one correct way to deconstruct a media message. It means that there's no any hard and fast rule to learn that how to deconstruct the message, but it depends upon the reasoning faculty or the knowledge of each and every one of us, that how to receive the message and for whom this message is. For example, on television, you might have seen today, in today's world especially, that there are countless messages for women. They are not for men. On the other hand, vice versa, for men, not for women. There is no one correct way. So we don't have only hard and fast rules to deconstruct the message. Each of us interprets media differently based on our own knowledge, beliefs, experiences, and values. Just be prepared to explain your interpretation. It means that we always decode messages in the light of our knowledge, our beliefs, our experiences, and values. Just be prepared to explain your interpretation. It means that now it is up to you that how you are going to interpret those messages. Key concepts. Key concepts for deconstructing media. Source. All media messages are created. The creator should be an individual writer, photographer, or blogger. In the case of a Hollywood movie, the script writer, director, producer, and movie studio all play all play a role in creating the message. Ads are usually put together by advertising agencies, but the creator is really the client. The client, in the sense that the creator is behind and behind the message, but he is not means in advertisement, right? So he simply sells his idea in the form of language, in the form of music, in the form of words, in the form of pictures, and etc. The company or organization that's paying for the advertisement. The key points, the key point is, whose message is this? Who has control over the content? So over here, we will have to think about the creator, that who has written this message and who has complete control over the content. Text. We often use the word text to mean written words. Generally, we are of the view that text means written words. Okay? But in fact, what happens in media literacy, text has a very different type of, a different meaning. The text of any piece of media is what you actually see or hear. It means that whatever we see in the form of photographs, whatever we see in the form of advertisement, Whatever we see in the form of sounds, it is all means media, or we can say that it is called text. Okay, so we should not be confused with the word text. That what does it mean? The text, especially in in the light of media, means that it may be photograph, it may be sound, it may be picture, it may be anything else. Not necessary the words before you. It can include written or spoken words. Okay, it can include written or spoken words, pictures, graphics, moving images, sounds, and the arrangements are sequence of all these elements. It means now, it means now the word text has been clarified. Okay, that we should not be confused with the word text. That text means a written type of language. It also means pictures, graphics, moving images, sounds, and arrangements are sequence of all these elements. When all these elements are put together in sequence, as a result, we have a text. For most of us, the text of a piece of media is always the same. Means we have sometime uh, taken the word text mistakenly. Subtext, number one, text, now subtext. What is subtext? The subtext is an individual interpretation of media message. Okay, it is sometimes called the latent text. The subtext is not actually heard or seen. It is the meaning we create from the text in our own minds. While media makers often create text that suggests certain subtexts. Each person creates their own texts, or each person creates their own subtext or interpretation based on their previous experiences, knowledge, opinion, attitude, and values. Thus, two people interpreting the same text can produce two very different subtexts, right? Now, we have understood one thing from here, that subtext means that the meaning you are going to assign to the message yourself. And that meaning depends upon your knowledge, your experiences, your beliefs, your attitudes, and your values as well. So, this is the difference between the text and subtext. Thus, two people interpreting the same text can produce two very different subtexts as well. So here it is not essential that, for example, when we are going to watch on television or through net on our mobile phones, certain type of messages, then we may not interpret them in the same way, but we may be different from one another. So this is the difference. So this was the subtext. So this is the difference between text and subtext. Now let us move forward, forward for what? Let us move forward. Audience. Our audiences are most important. For whom the messages are always written. Media messages are intended to reach audiences. So messages are certainly for others. And the aim of writers has always been uh, that messages must be reached to audiences. Some are designed to reach millions of the people. The same thing as I explained earlier, that some messages are for the millions of the people. Others may be intended only for one person. Most media messages are designed to reach a specific groups of people. So certainly, uh, if the messages are for a certain group of people, then they want that uh, all these messages must reach to those groups of people for whom they were written, defined by age, gender, class, interests, and other factors, called the target audience. Target audience means that those audiences for whom the messages were written, right? Persuasion techniques. Okay. So persuasion techniques means the language, the words, captions, uh, means photographs, the language, the music that must be used in such a way that groups of people or audiences overall, generally speaking, can be persuaded. Media messages use a number of techniques to try to persuade us to believe or to believe or do something. For what media messages are written? In order to persuade people to believe them. If we can spot the techniques being used, we are less likely to be persuaded and more likely to think for ourselves. So when all those techniques are disclosed to us that were used by creators or writers, means in media messages, that we are not likely to be persuaded, but we should think about ourselves that the aim behind this message is nothing else but to deceive people, right? Point of view. No one tells the whole story. Now, see, this is the most important point here. As we usually means know, or as we usually say that to be brief and to the point. Instead of telling the stories, you must be brief and you must be able to convert whole the story into a single sentence, right? Everyone tells part of the story from their point of view. Deconstructing a media message can expose the values and biases of the media maker and uncover powerful messages. It means that you should not tell whole the stories, but you should be very much brief. Why? Because people are very much biased with your values, with your beliefs, with your culture, with your way of living, and etc. Deconstruction gallery. We are constantly being bombarded with media messages on what to buy, what to think, and who to vote for. Now, we are very much pressurized with these messages which are conveyed through media, and sometimes we are unable to understand what to buy, okay, and what to think. And they always control our brains in such a way that we are feeling confused what to think. And as far as the politicians are concerned, then during the days of elections, they always come up with such type of and liquerative type of things and oily tongue at the same time that we are very much confused in identifying them that who is right and who is not right. So we are unable to decide that whom to vote for or who to vote for. Advertisements sell us products. It means that products are always sold with the help of advertisement, and they also sell us ideas. So, with the help of advertisements, writers or creators of those messages not only sell The means the things are commodities, but they also sell their ideas. These ideas inform how we think about our world and influence how we make decisions. So, after getting these ideas, we are in a position that how to look at the world and how do these means advertisements influence our decisions, right? So now in the coming page, we will have means photographs, and then we will have text. It will also help us to understand deconstruction of the text are the media messages. Okay. Now see, here we have television. Okay. We have television. Why? Because the only source before this digital era was television and nothing else. Captain Morgan Rum, owned by Diageo D, a company that makes alcoholic beverage in more than 200 countries around the world. Okay, this is an alcoholic company and it supplies alcohol to 200 countries or more than 200 countries. Now over here, you will certainly notice the number of things. Number one, picture of the captain or the photograph of the captain. And number two, the words captions over here. His name is written over there. But on the top of it, above the stars, you will find it is a sign that a party always comes first. It means that this is a symbol of status. That if you want to have a good party, then you must choose the Captain Morgan alcohol. The example is, I'm very sorry to say that the example is very bad, but only for the sake of understanding, we have to discuss the same. Otherwise, I personally don't like such type of examples. Sorry. Now, see, this is regarding the. Okay. Now, here you will find a tattoo that is means printed on his arm. The tattoo says, "No regrets." The company launched a social responsibility advertising campaign after people complained that the captain character was designed to appeal to young people. It means that when company was informed that the people means are very much influenced by the character of the captain. Okay, so what they did, they simply brought a certain change in their advertisement. Now see, here you will find that Captain Morgan Rum, the company spent dollars 14.5 million to advertise Captain Morgan Rum in 2005 on television, magazines, radio, newspaper, and the internet. Right? So this is the advertisement. In this advertisement, you will find the colors, pictures, and etc. For what? In order to influence the brains of the people and in order to persuade people. Analyze an alcoholic ad. Number one, how now see we are going to learn that how to analyze advertisement. Number one, color and design. How is color used to attract your attention? So selection of colors also play a vital role, especially for attracting people towards the advertisement. What kinds of technologies were used to construct this message? Now see, what type of technologies? you may keep into consideration. Okay, technologies over here. You will find certainly college, two colleges over here. Colleges means COLLAGES. Colleges. Colleges means photographs. When different type of montage are put together. Number two, language. Over here, the language. The captain was here. Don't drink until you are 21 years old. Captain orders. It means that this means alcohol is strictly prohibited for those who are below 21 years. What comes to mind when you see these words and phrases? What feelings do you experience when looking at the picture? What are your feelings? Number three, relationship. What inferences or educated guesses can you make about the people pictured in this aid? Or what kind of relationship do you think they have? Now, see that we have two people over here. Number one, male, and others, female. Okay? I want to move forward towards the most important point. Number four, subtext. The advertisement suggests a meaning. It doesn't state the meaning directly. Now, see, as we have learned earlier, that in subtext, every one of you will uh, means interpret the meaning of the message, and it is different from person to person. What are some possible messages that the advertisers wants you to think or feel after viewing this ad? So, what type of things do you feel now? Subtext 4. I can't wait to be 21 so I can drink alcohol. It means that one of the young boy is of the view that means even if I have not attained the age of 21 years, but I'll drink it. I can drink it. Why? Because he was very much persuaded by the advertisement. So that's why to see such type of picture and such type of presentation, he cannot resist himself. Subtext number 4. I can't wait to be 21 so I can drink. Okay? A girl who drinks alcohol will dress and act in a sexual way. So over here, girl's photograph has been attached. Subtext 4. I can't wait to be 21 so I can drink alcohol. A girl who drinks alcohol will dress and act in sexual way. Girls who drink alcohol are attractive and fun. So I think that two more points remains. So we will continue because time is means over.